Hey guys, so this is a story how I met Michael Jordan and watched some of the NBA Finals with him, which is a trip to tell you. But let me just start from the beginning. I got a phone call that Wilson Pickett was invited to play Mario Lemieux's benefit, a charity that he held every year for Hodgkin's lymphoma, which he got. And Mario actually beat it, but he decided to start this charity to help other people along with the disease and try to look for a cure. So it was held in Pittsburgh, and it was the most unusual place I ever played with Pickett. It was in a baseball stadium, Three Rivers Stadium in center field. That's where the tents were laid up, and it's around 2000s, I'm thinking. So we go down there, I get on the plane, and as I'm sitting, they actually put me in first class, which wasn't always. Sometimes we were in coach, but this time I was in first class. And I'm sitting there, and onto the plane comes Matt Lauer. So I guess you guys all know who Matt Lauer is. And this is before the scandal that he had. So he sits down next to me and talked for a little bit, and I asked him, I said, I'm really excited. I heard that Michael Jordan's going to be coming to the thing. And he said, yeah. I said, are you going to play golf? Because it was like a golfing event. And then after the golfing event, they were going to come to Three Rivers, and Wilson was going to perform for everybody. And Matt Lauer goes, no, I'm not going to be golfing with Jordan. He's way too competitive. And I was like, really? I said, well, that is pretty much his MO. That's why he's won all those titles. And he goes, yeah, he's just kind of like, he heckles you while you're playing and stuff. And I said, oh, okay. So within like 5 minutes, we were both sawing wood, and, we got down there, and I said goodbye to Matt. So I never saw Matt Lauer again. But anyway, so we go there. Now, I'm a big Roberto Clemente fan, and when I got to Three Rivers Stadium, the first thing I did was run out to right field. So touch the grass at Roberto. And if you know who Roberto Clemente is, just look him up. He was a Pittsburgh Pirate legend who died in a plane crash trying to bring aid to people down like Nicaragua at the time frame. And he's just, Hall of Famer, incredible baseball player, big fan. Anyway, so we go into the locker room, and at the time frame, it was during the NBA Finals. So it was the Pacers, I think, playing the Lakers, okay? So what they did was they put us in the visitors' locker room. Wilson was in the Pittsburgh Pirates locker room. So we're getting dressed, and all of a sudden the door kind of kicks open, and in walks Michael Jordan with like 5 other people like around him, like basically sweeping up as he walked, like an entourage. And he looks at all of us and he goes, when are you playing? And I was like, in my mind, I was like, holy crap, it's Michael Jordan, right? And he's like, I'm waiting for you guys to go on. I want to keep waiting. I don't know. What's going on? When are you going to play? And we were like, no one said anything. So I go, I don't know, Mike, when they call us. And he was like, all right, man. He goes, I'm just tired of waiting for you, right? So he walks by, goes to the bathroom, leaves. Literally like 15 minutes later, he comes in again, and he's just as cranky and just as mad. He's like, when are you going to play? I'm tired of waiting for you. I really want to see the band. And I was like, Mike, when they call us, we'll go out and play, And he's like, God. And same 5 guys follow him into the bathroom, follow him out. So I turned to Zarek, who I've mentioned before, Z-Bass. And I go, Z-Bass, I said, I'd love to get a photo with Michael Jordan. I didn't get photos with a lot of people, but I was like, this would be cool to get a photograph with Jordan. So the next time he came in, same deal. When are you guys going on? So Z-Bass walks up to Michael, and he goes, hey, Michael, can you take a photo? He goes, who wants to take a photo with me? And Z goes, him, right? And I'm sitting down, I'm like, so we all get up and line up. I think it was the road manager's son, and there's a guy in the corner who looks a lot like Chris Farley, and I think Chris has passed away at this point, so it could be his ghost. I don't know. But it was one of the guys, part of his entourage. And, Jordan's like, to explain to you how miserable he seemed, like just either from maybe, playing with Matt Lauer, or he was just, having a few drinks, or the sun was just making him tired or whatever, but he really wanted to hear the music, whatever. But he was pretty cranky. He was really nice to take the photograph. So that was really cool of him. So you'll see, the picture. So he's like standing there, and Z-Bass has he had a bit of a belly, And just before the picture gets taken, he turns to Z and goes, hey man, you better suck that stuff in, right? Click. All of us are kind of like, I think the smile on my face is like, this isn't happening, right? And Jordan you'll see, just bang, $1 million smile. It was like the guy just had it. It was like, click. And he's just like, I can sell anything. So we get done with the photograph, and there's a TV like hanging from the ceiling, I guess, in the locker room there was this TV. And he looks at me and he goes, who's winning? And I go, I don't know. And they had the NBA finals on there. So Mike and I walked over to the TV, and you know, he's kind of staring straight at the TV. He's 6'6", I'm 5'11", and I'm sitting next to him. He's staring at the TV. He goes, this is crazy, right? Watching it, right? And I go, crazy? You know what's crazy? I go, you're not in there. So he just kind of laughed, turned around, and as he was leaving, one more time, just turned into the guy he was just before he came in the room, like, what are you guys going on? I really want you to play, right? At this point, the band leader, across the green, who's about 5'6", picks up a towel as he turns around to leave and just throws it at him. And she goes, get out of the dressing room. And Jordan just kind of like scurries out with the rest of these 5 guys chasing after him, like, Michael, Michael. You know, it's really funny. But anyway, that's my story of watching the NBA Finals with Michael Jordan. Come on.